Every time.
Just wait. You're going to find out what that means.
An umpire and a vampire square off week after week, reviewing movies outside their own strike zone. This week's movies, the 1973 Westworld and the 1996 Tin Cup, starring Kevin Costner, Yul Brynner, James Brolin, Cheech Marin, Richard Benjamin, and Rene Russo. Now two guys who don't vacation much, but when they do, they take the vacation of tomorrow, today. Tim Kretschmann and Jeff Miller.
You are in rare form tonight. What? Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dead on the Bases.
Hi.
He's Jeff Miller.
And he's Tim Kretschmann. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
And
we did this on purpose. We changed the entire studio so you could just point in the right direction, and we point in the right direction.
And he's Tim Kretschmann. He's the vamp. He reviews sports movies. I review horror movies.
He's the living legend. I'm dead sexy.
That's right. Remember, that's what it is. I don't know. You said that last week.
I did. I tried it out. I like it. What can I say? I like it.
Hey, before you get into telling what the things are.
Okay.
The movies.
I'm not going to.
Real quick.
That's what we call them as movies.
A big shout out to UWM. They picked up the number 4 recruit in the nation.
Yes, they did.
That's fantastic.
A little bit of nepotism there.
But you know what? He's going to be a one and done. He brought some attention to a UWM, and I'm going to coin this right now because this hasn't been said yet. PB and J, because his initials are PB, and then he's a junior.
There you go.
There you go. So PB and J at UWM. PB, get yourself a PB and J at UWM. Okay.
I'm done. Right.
I was kind of loud. Hey, I'm sorry.
You frightened the young people.
But you know the reason why I'm so passionate about UWM?
Why?
Because I went there.
Really?
Yeah.
And yet they didn't inscribe that on the walls?
No.
No?
No. With spray paint it was, but that's about it. And I did it, so there you go. All right, anyways, go ahead, Tim.
I'm going to be reviewing the movie Tin Cup with Kevin Costner and Rene Russo. And Jeff, you're going to be reviewing?
Westworld
with Yul Brynner and Richard Benjamin.
Yep, and what's his name? Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
And there's a part in there that I got to talk about.
That isn't Josh, is it?
Yeah. James.
I thought Josh is...
Is it James Brolin?
Yeah, James is the dad.
Okay, let's just do it this way.
This is the dad.
J. Brolin. All right, one.
Yeah, there you go. One and done. Perfect.
But one and done, just like PB and J.
Yeah, let's
go.
Let's check the chat room. Trogdorsk is still causing trouble in there. Swobet, please keep Trogdorsk in line, okay? Well, why don't we get things started? I am going first this week.
Okay.
What do you mean, wait?
No, go ahead. I want to see the show. I want to see the movie part.
Yeah, okay. Yes, here it comes. We've lost Jeff for a short period of time while he gets to look at the clips.
You made him smaller this week.
I don't know why they turned out like that this week. I think it's because they were a different aspect ratio. Whoops.
That's stuff I don't even understand, so I'll just say okay.
Okay, good. All right, so Tin Cup with Kevin Costner and Rene Russo. You know, a mutual friend of ours I spoke to this week, and he asked me...
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he asked me what my favorite sports movie was. Yeah. And, you know, for a horror movie, I got that locked and loaded. It's Jaws, right? So he asked me
really?
that.
No, go ahead. Tim, I'm just busting you up. I know it is.
I'm freaking real.
Here.
But
yeah, I know it is. All right.
Okay,
so there's these things all
right. Okay, we're all looking at you, Jeff. Okay.
That's right. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. Go ahead.
No, anyway.
Sorry.
So he said, and I just kind of blurted out Hoosiers. I was thinking about it later, and I'm going, I don't know that that's actually my favorite sports movie. I think it might be Caddyshack. Okay? Certainly of the movies we've reviewed.
Sure.
That's my favorite. But I'm like, why did I say Hoosiers? And I know why.
Wow.
Because I thought about this. I'm like, why did I kind of just default to Hoosiers? And I'm like, because it felt more like a sports movie than Caddyshack does to me. Caddyshack feels like a Saturday Night Live comedy type of movie. And sports movies to me almost always have somebody that's kind of an unlikely hero. that's the underdog, much like dodgeball. They're
a true underdog story.
Yeah, and they're going to somehow win, even though it's the Russians and they're playing hockey better than you and all this stuff. That always feels like a sports movie, and Hoosiers has that going.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
And I'm like, well, why do I think that? And then we have this movie. And this movie, to me, lines up very close to Happy Gilmore in a lot of ways.
Really?
Happy Gilmore is a goofy comedy. This is a little more sports movie to me.
Okay, all right.
Because it's a little more serious, and it takes a more it's not nonsense like Adam Sandler. It's nonsense.
Yep.
This is a more grounded type of comedy that's used in here.
Okay,
and this is the same director that he did Bull Durham with, which I believe
Sheldon.
I get at the end of the
yes, absolutely get that movie.
End of the season. Yes. I finally get to see Bull Durham. I've never seen it yet.
Wait, I did. Honestly, I'm not. You haven't seen that ever?
Ever.
Wow,
and
I can't wait for you to see it.
I'm holding out. It could be my new favorite sports movie. We don't know.
I think it's going to give whatever your favorite sports movie is a run for its money. It's a great movie, but go ahead.
I'm looking forward to it. So this movie really is the Cinderella story Bill Murray was talking about at the Mums. I mean,
right?
And I wanted to take a moment. I even put it in bold in my notes, so you can probably see it over there. So I want to thank you for finally giving me a flick without a single drug or roids reference in the whole thing.
Wow, it's been a while, right?
Jeez. That's another thing with sports movies. It's like, God, are they all drug movies? And, it's like, God, there's a lot of drugs in it. And I'm worried because next week we have Secretariat, and in the news, all you hear about is this drugging of a horse that's
Bill
going
Baffer's a joke.
So I don't want to get you going.
You're going to get me upset about that, so we'll go ahead.
But I'm kind of like, God, I hope that movie isn't all about sticking needles into things again. I finally had a movie without needles. I was happy.
Secretariat has Diane Lane in it. It's worth just having her in the movie.
Okay. Well, okay. This movie, I think, is really interesting for another reason, too, because this movie was made right about the same time that Don Johnson and Cheech Marin went on to make Nash Bridges.
You're right.
One of my favorite action shows.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100%.
Of the 90s, late 90s. And from what I hear, they kind of got some of the rapport from here. Don Johnson is very good friends with Kevin Costner, and you can tell that a number of times.
Yeah, sure you can.
In here. But let me tell you, every time there's a scene with Cheech Marin, he steals the frickin' scene. He doesn't even try. He doesn't even try. That's it's shameful. He isn't even trying. And I'm going to steal this scene. Here we go. And
when he goes to the spa,
now
it's the pool outside the Winnebago.
Were you? Yeah, it's a little kiddie pool.
He's
that
fantastic.
Got blown out. He's probably
Dad or Renee Russo doing that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, hold on, I'm picturing it. Okay, but do you remember Cheech and Chong? Did you watch it?
I've watched it, like Nice Dreams and Up in Smoke. I think those are the two I saw.
Yeah, I don't really remember the movies.
I don't either, really.
But they used to have their stuff on Dr. Demento all the time.
Really?
They had recorded a bunch of albums. Demento. And I did like a number of their albums, but I wasn't into it, again, as all drug humor. That's the other thing. You got Cheech in there. It's a sports movie and still no drugs. Amazing. And a stripper.
That's right.
And there's no drug. It's like it's swimming upstream like a salmon, okay?
No nudity either.
No, and that's unfortunate because you got Renee.
Well,
you got Renee.
Yeah,
Russo.
but she doesn't do anything in Thomas Crown Affair either.
She wants to. She
Yeah.
wants to, though. She just needs to check.
She wants to.
Hey, she wants to. Okay, this is, again, one of these stories of a player fighting his own demons.
Yes,
and having now, that has come up a couple of times here on the show. Obviously, last week's, the program.
The program, you bet.
He was definitely fighting the demons, but it was also in the Scout. We had it in Caddyshack to a certain extent, and it was in Over the Top.
It was.
I was looking through the list, and I'm like, oh, God, I'm going to have to mention Over the Top. And
it was in there. It was in North Dallas 42.
It was in North Dallas 40, yeah. But, okay, so...
Jeez.
One of my favorite lines. This is my favorite line.
Let's hear it.
I think it's Renee Russo. She says, is this normal behavior for him? And then Earl says, well, the words normal and him don't often collide in the same sentence. It's awesome. Now, I will say this movie does show some animosity toward pelicans that made me a little bit uncomfortable. As he's trying to do a shot through the bar to hit a pelican that's out in on its
perch out there.
Yeah, on the water someplace. Like, oh my God. And it was fantastic to see an unfettered, full-on sexy view of the Waffle House. That's always great to see. It was great to have a Waffle House scene. I think more movies need Waffle House scenes.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever been to a Waffle House?
Oh my God! I actually, I didn't tell you this story.
No.
When I was judging a pageant out in Arizona.
Get out of here!
I was at a hotel that I didn't rent a car for that one because
you got a thumb.
The show was the pageant was covering it, but I couldn't go anywhere, and there was a Waffle House in the parking lot. I'm like, I'll just eat a Waffle House. I ate 5 straight meals at the Waffle House.
What do you mean?
5 of them.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, like that way?
Yeah. I had dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast.
Oh my God. What? I've never been to a Waffle House. So did you just eat waffles every meal or what else?
I had pork chops one night.
Shut up.
That was a mistake.
They don't have pork chops at a Waffle House.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And it was a mistake, right? And it was a mistake.
It was a mistake. Yeah. I mostly had waffles.
Okay.
And the eggs and the bacon and the sausage.
Okay,
and
so
actually by the time I left, they had to walk me around the airport a little bit for my blood to thin back out. But
now listen, with these waffles,
do I look like I wouldn't eat at the Waffle House? And I mean, I'm the size.
So, but
tell Matt I was eating at the Waffle House.
Matt at Innovative Health and Fitness is one of our trainers.
Yes.
Anyways, back to the waffles. Now the waffles.
You didn't have to tell people that.
About the waffles? No, I can tell them about.
Okay.
Our new sponsor.
Okay.
Anyways, about the waffles. Listen, did you just have like plain waffles every time? Come on, you didn't just have an egg waffle.
You can have so many different types
of
waffles.
Like, give me an example. Just give me an example.
You can put blueberries on them. You can put strawberries on them. You can put extra
It's a waffle.
Cream. It's still a waffle, but I always get it with sausage, and I'm getting eggs. I got an omelet one of those times.
Okay, so you're not just eating waffles. You're having some stuff around it.
For the most part, there's a waffle. It's kind of like saying I went to the Chinese restaurant and I had rice. Well, yeah, you had rice. But there's other things, you know.
I went to the Chinese restaurant and had a burrito. Yeah. But listen.
You probably would.
Listen, will there be a Waffle House on the way to Pittsburgh?
I don't know. We have to look at the map.
If there is, Tim and Jeff are stopping at a Waffle House.
We will bust that place up. I don't know if you know this.
I don't
know if you know this, but Jeff came in and he said we're going to own Horror Realm.
We are.
Going to own Horror Realm.
When people leave Horror Realm, they'll be like, did you see Dead on the Bases there? That's the only thing they're going to remember about Horror Realm is DOTB.
That's right.
DOTB.
It's going to be amazing.
It is.
We're all amazed. Okay, back to the movie.
We're going to have headshots to sign? Go ahead.
Hey, we got to keep moving here. We got a lot to talk about.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
You know, we have that little special section that comes up now around overtime.
Just go.
All right. So the music was a low point for me. It was very derivative music.
Wow.
The soundtrack. Because you never remember it. It sounded like somebody went to the stock music pile and grabbed some stuff.
I don't even remember music.
That was kind of irritating to me because I love soundtracks. Also, the movie's over 2 hours long. There is not 2 hours worth of story here. It's like, Okay, he can't. You know, he just.
I don't know. I
don't know, but
I didn't find it to be too long.
I will say, well, I thought it started getting long.
Okay.
And it wasn't badly long, but it was long. And I was a little irritated when you looked at some of these greens that were there. There were problems with the greens. Did you see that? That little sucker came out.
I like that. Could you imagine if you had merged?
All right.
If you merged Caddyshack with Tin Cup?
I think that would be a hit. That would be a
Caddy Cup.
That would be such a huge hit. It'd be unbelievable.
Did you say a huge? Did you?
I did not know. By the way, they talk more about laying one up.
Bump. Oh wait, that's what she proclaimed profusely.
See, we're not infringing on any copyright.
I know. Watch for the merch.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's time for some horror movie connections. Are you ready?
Wait.
Do you think there are any?
You would not preface it if there wasn't, so I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Do you think I have one for Kevin Costner?
No.
Wrong.
What?
Big time.
Not that bikini movie he did.
Big time. No. Mr. Brooks.
Oh, yes! He plays a serial killer.
He is so good in it,
He is
too.
good in that movie.
It's ridiculous.
I've seen that, believe it or not. I've seen it.
That's is an underrated horror movie. It's creepy as hell.
It is. That's the one effed up movie.
How about Rene Russo?
Yes.
You're right.
Yes!
Outbreak in 1995.
Why is that a horror movie?
It is a horror movie. It's about a pandemic. You have not found this horrible?
I guess I have.
You're welcome. Cheech Marin. Do you think Cheech Marin's been in...
Yes.
He's been in 2 of them. He's been in both Robert Rodriguez movies, Planet Terror and From Dusk Till Dawn, which
that's
you
right.
want me to give to you.
Yes, Selma Hayek.
But he also played Satan in an episode of Elvira's movie Macabre, which I found surprising.
Really?
Are you picturing? Take a look at cute little Cheech there.
I know.
He's Satan?
Satan with a bong.
Yeah. All right, Don Johnson.
He was. I'm gonna say no this time.
Okay. Again, you're wrong. In fact, now one of them's a little bit of a stretch, I'll admit. It's called A Boy and His Dog, and it is a sci-fi movie from 1975.
Whatever.
That is a dystopian future type thing.
What is dystopian?
A lot of people consider it a horror movie.
What's dystopian?
I have not yet seen it.
What does dystopian mean?
Dystopian means not utopian, which means bad future instead of wonderful future.
Okay.
So not Demolition Man.
Okay.
Blade Runner.
Thank you.
Okay. But Don Johnson was also in From Dusk Till Dawn, the TV series.
What? Oh.
He gets to play the police officer that's in the beginning of the show. And he was in a TV movie called Revenge of the Stepford Wives, which I have to find. And I'm going to watch that sucker because I did not know.
I want to come over for that because I'll watch that.
Okay, Linda Hart, the stripper girlfriend. Do you think she...
Oh, yes, of course she's been in one.
I'm not 100% sure, but I believe so. It's called Wicked from 1998. I have not watched it, but I did confirm it was not the musical. So,
which I need to see.
I think, yeah, I do too. I'm working on it. So that leaves Rex Lynn. Okay, now Rex Lynn is the bald guy. He'll be coming up in our clips. I'll tell you when you see Rex Lynn. This is one of those guys that you say, that's not bald. But I love that picture of Renee. But Rex Lynn is one of those guys that when I say that guy, you're going to go, oh, him. So, okay,
why is he in a lot of stuff?
He's in everything. You've seen him in movies. He's usually like a federal agent type of guy.
Oh.
And he's usually a bit of a jerk is kind of the character. He's one of those guys you hire. He's a character actor that you hire him because everybody goes, oh, it's that guy. He's going to be a jerk. That guy right there that had the mustache.
I know who that is, yeah.
Yeah. He's Rex Lynn. Do you think he's got a horror movie
if
background?
you picked him out of this, yes, obviously.
Obviously. He was in the movie Zombievers.
Okay.
Which I actually know the celebrity, the star of that movie is a pageant girl that I know. Abominable, which is an abominable...
I would watch that.
Abominable film about the abominable snowman. There's the Zodiac he was in, about the Zodiac Killer.
Yep.
And John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars he was in. So all of those films.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Will I accrue points if I know that there's somebody in this movie that was in a horror movie that you did not pick out?
You get no points.
Then I'm not going to tell you. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
It's all about the points.
It's all about the points. That is such a you thing to say.
Wait, is that it? Are you done?
I'm done, I think. I think what we're hitting right here,
yeah,
this kind of feels like a special time in the show.
I like the special time. We're not at a half an hour already.
We're close enough.
Wow. OT, baby. OT.
But I have to play this
with
first.
JT.
You know
Jeff
why?
and Tim.
You know why I got to play that first?
Let's hear it.
Because it's that special time of the show.
Merch.
You think so?
No.
Do you think it's time?
You wouldn't run 2 weeks in a row.
We will return you to the regularly scheduled program in just a moment.
You could have put this on front of something
first,
let's make some merch money.
Dead on the Bases has You heard us right. Give us some merch in the chat room. You saw how the elements came together. You heard it all. Merch it up. Juggernaut of awesome.
This is so
cool.
know
today. We have
Tim,
Dead on the Bases merch. I'm not going to this high-quality durable garment at our store. We're a fine partner location. Get our classic and classy tees
all
that
those
really
colors, you get
shine,
them in.
worn out on their own, paired with some chinos or a pair of jeans. This is for sure your new favorite tee. And it's also your significant other's new favorite tee. Made with a super soft blend of ring-spun cotton and polyester to help the shirt keep its shape, as it will soon be the shirt you wear for all occasions. And what else do we have coming in the line?
What?
I'm thinking about getting coasters, and I'm thinking about getting tumblers, like Yetis. I don't know, man. I think we got a market going. I don't know.
As always, Jeff, you are so right. Get this fabulous product now at a location near you. Dead on the Bases, when you care. And when you are...
Open it up with Gigo style!
Man, that was a good night for me, I think. Coast to coast.
I think you had some fun there.
I use Coast soap in the shower.
Oh, where is it now? I got to press this one. There we go.
People are like, what the hell? Look at that.
Oh,
who wants it?
it?
I mean, that is going to be a great
awesome.
t-shirt.
Well, you know what?
It's not going to be that heavy cotton either.
I don't want to brag, but we actually got a call at the Dead on the Bases hotline.
Oh, did we? Let's...
Fun on the phone!
Hello, this is the owner of the pet shop in the middle of Parkland Mall that looked really sketchy. And I'm wondering, where's my merch? I should have t-shirts by now coming out of my wazoo. How can I sell your merch if you don't get it to me? Come on.
That's good stuff, man.
Just go right in past the Parkland Theater. Go to the middle of the mall before you go to the Galaxy of Games.
Yes.
And I'm the one with the animals that look very, very distressed in the windows. Thank you.
There it is.
Oh,
that's from the hotline.
Well, we got to get some of that merch over to Parkland Mall. Stat.
we got a rush on that thing.
We were talking about that before the show started.
Yeah.
I mean, I mentioned that there was a piranha. They used to have like piranhas in there you could go and see.
Yeah.
But do you remember in Parkland Mall they had all those different that was the middle and you could go all these different directions. It was nuts.
You could go 4 directions.
Are you sure? Because it seemed like a lot more to me, man. I'm just saying.
And then what they had is they had these big hallways.
Yes.
And then they were sunken.
Yes.
And you could sit there and nobody ever sat there.
I know it.
Nobody in the history of that mall
But think about it. Would you
ever sat.
Okay, would Be honest. Would you like to go back in there right now?
No.
If Parkland Mall is open, I'd be there right now. I would.
You would be missing the show.
Well,
I know that's not
after the show. I would go and play some Galaxia games, and then I'd go to the Parkland Twin, the PT Parkland Twin.
Parkland Twin.
Anyways, whatever.
Get those sweet.
I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark there. That's where I saw it for the first time. I left.
I know I saw Empire Strikes Back.
I saw that there too, but.
And I know that I saw the North Avenue Irregulars there in a lot of Disney movies of that time frame. And I don't know why we went there to see those, because like 3 weeks later they'd be on The Wonderful World of Disney on television, it seemed. But it was fun. It was a great place to see.
It really
movies.
was. Two movie houses. It was pretty cool. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, it was good times.
As long as I liked it, didn't make a difference.
Yeah, that's really, it's all about you, as we always point out here
So
on
we
the
walked.
show.
I gotta tell this story real quick before we get in it.
Okay.
So me and the guys from my basketball team, we played for St. Leonard's, and it was right up the road, so we had to go up the hill and down the hill to Parkland Mall. Mm-hmm. If you're familiar with Muskego, you'll know that. Otherwise, you won't. But anyways, it was foggy as hell out there. It was like the mist. We had to walk through this to get there. And what happened is we just heard. Do you remember about that dead body that they found on, what was it, Sandy Beach Lane? Do you remember this at all or no?
Sandy Beach Lane.
Yeah. Right down where the Herders used to live. Well, they found a dead body there, and we heard about that. But yet we're walking through the fog.
You did Stand By Me?
No,
Stand By Me?
We didn't go to that.
Okay.
We went to see Raiders of the Lost Ark, but that was freaky, man.
Was it a haunchy?
No,
attack?
it wasn't haunchies.
And Trogdorsk just said haunchies.
He remembers it? No, we saw Star Wars about 1 million times there. Yeah. 1 million times? Yeah. Well, the Parkland Twin would still be there because they'd have like over $1 million, and they don't. So I think he's exaggerating 1 million times.
I think that's what Trogdorsk does.
Exaggerates?
Is it time for our next movie? I think it is.
It is, but
it's time. What?
You don't really. I mean, think about my experience was kind of like a horror movie. There was a dead body that they found, and I'm still walking to the.
Did you cause the dead body?
No, I don't even know what happened to it.
You don't know what happened to it?
Let's go.
Well, it laid there and it decayed because he didn't call the police.
Somebody found it. We didn't see it, but we heard about it.
Oh, you heard about it. I was like, you stepped over it.
No.
This is kind of burying the lead.
Okay, let's go now. Let's get on to Yul Brynner and folks.
Yes, and we're going to the land of Westworld with our good buddy, Jeff Miller.
Westworld.
And notice, by the way, I'm not putting up the clips just yet, so you can start to concentrate. And then I'll put them out
there
later.
They are. Oh, that's him. That's kind of freaky because you know what? There
it goes.
I don't want to watch that really. But I saw the movie, so I don't really need to see it.
Okay.
But because they're too small. But anyways, that movie poster that's a lie. That's a lie. Because that is never the image that you see of Yul Brynner.
True.
So you know what? Right away, a lie. But Yul Brynner plays... Okay, so what this is... So, believe this or not, this movie made in 1973...
1973.
Is supposed to be about the year 1983.
Right.
That's amazing. So in 10 years, they think that we're going to be hovercrafting over to this Westworld with all these animatronic robots. And it's 1,000... You know,
I never realized that they said it was just 1983.
Yep.
I never realized that.
Yeah, see, I do my research.
The computers there looked behind what we had in 1983.
Well, they were dumbing it down, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
by a lot of the other stuff, like the...
Yeah, but we'll think about it. 1973, they don't know what the computers
totally
look like.
humanoid-looking robots working on battery power. 1983 batteries, I don't care if their entire legs were just batteries. They would last for about 20 seconds.
It's amazing that Yul Brynner's gun finally did not work.
Right.
I mean, the battery lasted that
empty.
long. Yeah.
Did it say empty or did it
no,
say
it just
no
flash
charge?
Battery.
Oh, battery.
Flash battery.
That's right.
But yeah, so this movie takes place in 1983, and it's about a place kind of like a Disney World type of thing. But
Delos.
What?
Delos,
you bet. But it's, to me, watching this from the very beginning, the first thing I thought of was Fantasy Island. You get to go and do whatever you want to do.
Yes.
You can do that. You can go wherever you want. So they had Roman World. They had Westworld, and they had Medieval World. I use Westworld to bridge the gap so I can remember. But yes, they had Medieval World. But if you listen closely, the announcer a couple times says Western World. So he kind of screws it up. Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
I caught that too.
And I did look. It was an original screenplay. I thought he developed this out of one of his novels because Michael Crichton wrote a number of novels. This was an original screenplay that he actually had.
Yep, and it was actually too long. They had to cut a lot of the scenes out. They cut out the bank robbery scene and a couple other scenes because it was just too much.
Right.
Too long.
Yeah.
This was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
I think it was a good idea for them to cut stuff out of it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because the pacing of this is very good, but it's not like modern pacing, which would have been even faster. But it holds up pretty well.
Which I agree with you, and I noticed that too about the pacing. But I thought that it took too long for me to get to the intense part of it.
Right.
It did because the intense part is so it was like 2/3 regular and then a third intense. I don't know.
Here's what I'll point out.
Let's hear it.
They built that world. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to know what that theme park was, and that there were 3 of them. They built that whole world in 1 hour of screen time.
Wait, today, what are you saying? No, I'm not being funny. What do you say? I don't get it.
Okay, they built the world. You really understood what Delos was. You got a feel for what everything was. Yeah. Today, that would be like 5 episodes in, and they would start doing something.
Yep. They had to get it
because I'll tell you, I saw the recent TV series. I watched the first season of Westworld.
Yep.
And I was done, brother.
Really?
It just goes way, way too slow. And I'll talk about that more later on. I got things.
In this movie, the Yul Brynner character, the gunslinger,
which
I thought was pretty cool. I thought he was really cool in this. He actually did this role for $75,000.
Yes,
he was broke at the time.
Deep in debt.
Yep.
Yes.
But they used that character. Actually, John Carpenter used that type of character for Jason and for
Michael Myers.
Right. What did I say?
You said Jason.
Yeah, I meant Michael Myers. I can't read my own writing here.
You're still new to horror. You get the drop on that. What is it? The drop? You get a drop one, swing one on
Thanks. That. What about the Terminator? He used it for him too. That's what it said.
To a certain extent.
Right.
And we'll be talking about that.
Can we just erase these mistakes I made?
No.
Okay. So anyways, but he did use it for that because he kept coming back. And in a way, not Jason, God bless it, Michael Myers.
Yeah.
So everybody's seen Halloween.
The deathless monster.
Correct. Thank you. That's why you're here to help me out.
Yes.
Okay. So anyways.
We were wondering why.
So the cool thing is that, which Brolin is it? James Brolin.
The one that married Barbara Streisand.
Oh, God. So James and...
It was worth it for that.
James Brolin and Richard Benjamin, they take off for this thing. They're going to go to Westworld. Yeah. And Brolin's been there before. Right. So he doesn't listen to anything. He knows what's going on. Yeah. And Richard Benjamin is there. He's just taking it all in. He faces off against Yul Brynner a few times.
He has the best line. This place is really fun.
It is. I got to ask you, if you had your choice to go to any 3 of those.
That was a question I was going to ask you. Which one you would go to?
I would go to Westworld. I would. I wouldn't.
You know what?
What?
I probably would too.
I would.
But Medieval would be number 2 on my list.
I think I would go Westworld, Roman, Medieval. Medieval just, it kind of, it screws with me. I don't want to.
Yeah, I think I would be Westworld. I think Westworld, I had read someplace, Michael Crichton, his whole idea was these 3 worlds are kind of like the 3 fantasy worlds that you saw in the movies. In the early days of the movies. Everything was in Rome in medieval times or a Western. And honestly, that probably accounts for 50% of Hollywood's of 50s and 60s production.
Definitely Westerns, you know?
Huge. Absolutely huge. And who doesn't want to shoot Yul Brynner from Magnificent Seven?
But was it?
You know, he's one of the toughest guys ever.
I have a little note about Magnificent Seven coming up. But
okay,
that's a hard word for me to say.
Yeah, most are.
So, anyways, it's a cool flick because you get a chance if you've ever seen Fantasy Island or something like that, or you want to put yourself in their shoes, because I put myself in their shoes, thinking,
right,
okay, this is what I would be doing in that, and then. I mean, he shoots the bad guy.
Yeah.
He gets thrown in jail.
Yeah.
Stuff like I don't want to give away too much because if you haven't seen this movie, you should see it.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't want to give it away, but it's pretty cool. I mean, the thing I didn't understand, and maybe you can help me out with this, they never really get into the fact that they say you can tell by their hands, and he shows his hand, but I couldn't tell. What was I looking for?
You know, I agree that supposedly the way that you can tell if somebody's
a robot or not,
a robot is you look at their hands and quote, they haven't got that perfect. And every time they look at their hands, I'm like, they look the same. Fairly good to me.
Right.
They didn't look like all boxy or anything like that. I didn't see it. There's obviously something. I missed it.
I don't know, Tim.
You know what I don't get either? Okay. At one point, they're like at the end of the day at Westworld, they just have to. They just have to clean up the entire street is filled with dead bodies, etc.
Right.
And they move a robot horse. Remember, one of the horses got killed.
Yeah.
3 guys grab this thing and move it. I'm like,
there's no way.
Not a chance. They would have to get a fork out there or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
You can.
And I was thinking, there's a couple scenes where Richard Benjamin is getting downtown with one of the horror bots.
They call them sex bots.
Okay. And I'm like,
horror realm.
Dude, you better not get on the bottom. You're going to get crushed. Hey, you don't sleep with a motorcycle for this exact reason.
That was a weird scene. They just rolled back and forth. I'm like, okay, whatever. But back to this thing.
This place is really fun.
I would like them to make Westworld. I think I'd like them to make Westworld now, because with GFCI or GIC, GIF, no
CGI.
CGI. With CGI, I think they could make it really great.
Well, they have made a TV series.
I know, but you told me it sucked, though.
Here's what happens.
Because a series...
This Westworld, when you watch it,
yep,
and you're going to be seeing... I know you've seen this movie before, I'm not giving anything away. But this really is Jaws in a certain extent, because things start going wrong, and to keep the tourists around, they're like, forget it.
Absolutely, I thought of that.
Right?
Yep, I did.
So... that's kind of the theme of corporate greed or whatever you want to talk about there, right?
Right.
But when they remade this, what it's really about is when you cross the line from reality from fantasy. And what's real and what isn't real. That's what the TV series is about, which is a much heavier subject and you need the time to get to. But it isn't particularly fun.
No.
It's more of a think piece. And
what do you mean, this or the other one?
No, the TV series.
Right.
The TV series is more of a think piece. This is pretty much an action movie.
This is like a hit and go.
And Yul Brynner is the shark. Yep. And you're looking to put him down. It has one of the best fire gags I've ever seen in movies. I do not know how many times they must have torched that poor stuntman to get... He was out there forever.
I know.
On fire. It was like, oh my God. And did you notice... okay, this is one of my favorite things. Did you notice the soundtrack at all?
I did. Isn't
it fantastic?
It is.
They start doing this thing with the violins. And it's kind of this rattle sound. It's kind of...
I did notice it. I noticed a lot.
And I'm like, this is awesome. It really goes well there.
But... okay, it does.
Now, one thing that happened, this is true with James Brolin. He was so traumatized by the making of this film.
What?
He was very screwed up. And that's what caused him to marry Barbara Streisand in 1995.
Yeah, how true is that?
Do you know who he married? Who he was married to before that?
This is gonna make me upset?
I don't know. Jan Smithers, Bailey from WKRP.
You gotta be kidding me. He was married to Bailey from WKRP?
Yeah, not Lonnie Anderson, the pretty one.
You know
as far
what?
as I was
Lonnie Anderson can go away for that. Bailey was Bailey.
Gorgeous.
I'm gonna ring. Bailey was the shit.
There you are.
She was. Bailey was what it was all about. Bailey made WKRP in Cincinnati.
Another fun fact. This was an early use of pixelization.
Yep.
We showed a little scene of that there.
When he's seeing the infrared.
And it's one of the first mentions of computer viruses. So they predicted Zoom phone calls.
Ding, ding, ding.
Like, yep.
But okay, so anyways, it was a good flick. It was a good movie. So there's going to be a part that's coming up, and as soon as it comes up, I'm going to talk about that. But before,
do you want to know there's a sports movie connection? Did you know that?
I might have missed it, but I want.
No, it's very convoluted. You
went down a rabbit hole for that?
I did. Are you ready?
So,
it actually connects to a movie that we had on this very program.
What is it?
Richard Benjamin.
Yes.
Later, after this movie, he married Paula Prentice, who was the star of Man's Favorite Sport. That's a season 1 sports movie connection.
Wow. You win tonight for that.
Did you know that Richard Benjamin was married to her?
Standing right now.
Oh. Shut up.
No, I didn't know she was married to her, but score one for him. Yeah. Score one for him and James Brolin to be married to Bailey from WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Oh my
Richard
God.
Benjamin actually directs quite a bit now. He did, I think he might have directed Happy Gilmore. I'm not quite sure, but he's done a lot of comedies with like Adam Sandler and those types of guys. But his first directorial movie is one of my absolute favorites.
What's that?
My Favorite Year.
Okay.
And
I don't know that.
Someday I'll subject you.
But you know what though?
It's
but
fantastic.
But wasn't he in Saturday the 14th?
He was in Saturday
Look
the 14th.
That!
We're not going to
Jeff
hold
Miller
that against
connection.
him. A Jeff Miller.
So now just wait. You don't have to. All right. So let's watch these clips here. We'll talk about this, but I got to tell this great fact about this movie because it links the Magnificent
Seven. Yes.
Magnificent Seven with this movie. So I'll tell you it, and you let me know when it comes up.
He actually does. Okay, go ahead.
So in the gunfight, when he's going to shoot against James Brolin, okay,
right.
He actually moves the...
Josh. It's not Josh. It's James.
It's James. I said James, right?
I know, but I'm screwing with you. That's what I do.
He takes the thong, the leather thong, and moves it on the side of his revolver, like he did in the Magnificent Seven. I think we have that clip.
Yes. He also does a thing, and I don't have a gun, so I'm going to use this scissors. When he shoots, he kind of twirls
right there.
It.
That's where he does it. That scene.
Right. But he twirls it, and he puts it in backwards, and then it kind of slides in correctly. He did that every time in Magnificent Seven. And he was taught at that time to quick draw by the greatest quick draw artist of the age.
Really?
And that guy, if you can ever find videos, you type in, fastest quick gunslinger or quick draw or something, it's usually this dude.
Okay.
He's so fast that they stop the film, and he moves so fast it's between frames.
Still a blur?
It's between frames. It's like the Gene Wilder shot in Blazing Saddles. Yeah. He's that fast, which means there's 24 frames per second. He moves at a speed of 1/24th of a second.
It's fast.
Out and back into the thing. It's crazy. It's nuts.
You mentioned Blazing Saddles. This set was used for Blazing Saddles. Some of that desert scene was
used.
This was
one of the last Wild West sets out there. I think it was Warner Brothers.
It was. It was one of the last ones. You bet.
Yeah.
So this is a good movie. There's a scene in here that kind of, when you think about it, there's some continuity errors where. Do you know it? Because I'll tell you.
You do realize this is about robots going amok. This isn't a true story.
No, but
okay.
But here
you seem not to realize this is make believe, Jeff.
But Tim, when I tell you this, even in make believe land, this is a mistake.
Okay.
So when they're in the bar and there's that fight breaking out, and
which is a great scene.
The madam that's there, the madam that's right there, she's talking to everybody.
The madam who was married to the creator of Star Trek.
You know too much.
Marshall Roddenberry.
So she's in there. And she's pounding some whiskey out of this bottle, right?
I hear she used to pound Gene as well.
Look at that with the notepad. But at the end, towards the end, when when Richard Benjamin, actually Peter Martin, is going down the different, when he's going into the different worlds, and I think he goes into medieval world, there is a robot in there saying, help me, help me. And I'm going, that's a robot. And he's thinking it's not.
Right.
He gives her some water, and she...
Yeah, she says no water, too.
And she short circuits, right?
Yeah.
So how can she drink that, and the other one could drink the whiskey? Think about it.
Because
Think
the
about
whiskey was desalinized.
Bull. Anyways, it was a good flick. I've said that like 17 times right now.
Oh, so we need to get going into the trivia because you are jonesing.
No,
you are jonesing.
But so we both would have went to Westworld, right?
I think Westworld.
You think would you have been like Dick Van Patten? Would you want to have been the sheriff?
Dick Van Patten steals every scene he's first.
He does, but what happens to him? We don't know what happened to him.
You're right.
You don't know what happens to him.
There's an end to his story.
No.
Because he thinks he's so tough, and it's awesome.
Hey, and he can't get back in the door of the.
And he can't spit chaw, and he can't. Yeah, he locks himself out of the sheriff's office.
Hey, when they blow up the
now, you haven't been to a horror movie convention yet, Horror Realm, which they have cosplay, and so many times I'm watching this, and I'm like, this is just like cosplay world. And to a certain extent, we make fun of, this couldn't happen. Take a good look at what Disney is doing with Star Wars.
Okay.
They're going down this rabbit hole.
Are you serious?
They have actors portraying, not robots, but they are getting into deep immersion. They're building, I think it's done now, I can't recall, but they're building a hotel where you
stay?
You stay in this spaceship, and there's spaceship things that happen to you in Star Wars. So, I mean, they're kind of going down this, you can be a Jedi or you can be a Sith or whatever type of stuff going on. So
they're getting there.
We're kind of moving this direction. So this thing predicted computer viruses, Zoom calls, Disney getting Star Wars and putting it in theme parks, and Dick Van Patten no longer having an acting career.
Unreal. When that couple was on that little tram, the guy who was in medieval world, where did his wife went to Roman world, didn't she? Because she was like all happy about that.
They split.
She was happy about that,
and she was having a lot of sex.
We don't know that.
Yes,
but he tried to, but he couldn't.
He wasn't getting
because
anywhere
the robots
because the
defected
robots
at that time.
They were defective. But she was getting busy right out of the trough. She's like, these things might get defective later. I'm nailing some.
And what's the line by Richard Benjamin?
This place is so fun. I love that.
We should have got that on there.
Oh my god!
But it was good. It was a good flick. Okay,
I didn't realize how much I liked it. Oh, the Star Wars Hotel opens in 2022, folks.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, that's coming.
You know what?
Soon.
The only thing that kind of threw me off is that when she mentioned that the Black Knight was coming, I thought that it was Martin Lawrence. I don't know.
Really?
Because Martin Lawrence had the movie The Black Knight.
Yeah, I know.
That was funny.
But I'm like, really? Did you think that?
No, I didn't really think that.
It was a joke.
I was trying to be funny, all right?
I told you to give me the hand signal first. It's trivia time, everybody.
The hand signal? This one?
Yeah, I'll give you a hand signal. Get in your frame. All right.
That's what she proclaimed profusely. Watch for the merch.
So bad. Okay.
All right, Tim.
So I got a bunch of stuff here. Are you ready?
I'm going. Oh yeah, I'll go first. You back.
Oh, you're
ahead.
going first.
No, you're gonna. You'll read to me first. Yep.
Yeah. James Cameron, who wrote and directed The Terminator, says The Terminator was based on the gunslinger from this movie. That's number one. You fucker.
I'm awesome.
B.
I'm freaking awesome.
The lead actor, Richard Benjamin, later became a director of my favorite comedy film. This is directorial debut, My Favorite Year. Shit. Letter C?
Yes!
Letter C.
Give me 5 points, baby!
Okay. Yul Brynner released a commercial decrying cigarette smoking after his death. He died of lung cancer, and he shot the commercial just prior to his death, but after his diagnosis. Which one is false?
I think you're setting me up.
You should always think that at all times.
You know what?
He's starting to second guess himself.
Yeah, I
got him second guessing himself.
Could you repeat the first one again?
No.
Please?
All right. James Cameron, who wrote and directed The Terminator, says The Terminator was based on the gunslinger.
I know the answer
from
to
this
that.
movie.
The answer to this is C.
C. Yul Brynner releasing a commercial decrying his cigarette smoking after his death. That is not true. That is so very wrong. He actually did.
Which one's false then?
The false one is that James Cameron wrote and directed. The writer and director of Terminator says that Terminator was based on Gunslinger from this movie. That is not true. Actually, Cameron states that it was a nightmare he had of a chrome skeleton machine at the end of the movie.
I knew you set me up for that.
That is what inspired him. Arnold Schwarzenegger credits his performance on taking small aspects of Yul Brynner's gunslinger performance. That means you're wrong. You got 0.
Wow.
Finally, I got him, but he's gonna screw me up anyway. So here we go.
Wow,
now I am going to not look. I want to check. Yes, actually, Swobet just said in the chat room she remembers the Yul Brynner commercials.
You know what, Swobet? I actually thought that was it, but then I was like, no, because it sounded like it could have been happened. And you know what? I was gonna look up honestly.
They are creepy commercials.
But I was gonna look up today.
He's like, I died of cancer. Like,
I was gonna look up today how Yul Brynner died. And if I would have looked that up, I would have had this answer right. I had it there. I just never hit enter. Damn.
There you go.
All right, here we go.
You goofed off again. All right. I'm about to not get this, so I don't know why you're sweating this.
The climactic hole number 8.
Climactic?
Climactic.
Yeah.
The final hole number 18.
Yeah.
Is actually one of the hardest holes in Texas, and is actually hole number 4 at Deerwood Country Club, and is a par 4, not a par 5 like in the movie.
But it's the hardest, and it's a 4?
Yeah, it's the hardest hole in Texas.
Hardest hole in Texas. That's what she proclaimed profusely.
Pay attention. Roy McElroy goes from shooting an 82 the first round to shooting a 62 in the second round. Okay?
A number freaking thing.
No. That's just to set the scene, so you know.
Oh, okay.
So during that round, in the production, Costner was unable to chip the ball close enough for a realistic putt. So since they were losing daylight, Tiger Woods, who was on the set that day, chipped the shot that Costner putts in for the 62. And finally, Melissa Young, who, at the end of the movie, is let underneath the ropes by Don Johnson's character and becomes his new love interest, also appeared in Asylum of Terror, was Laser 103's spokeschick in 1995. A lot to digest. I think you're going to get this right.
What was the second one again? That was Tiger Woods?
Yes, Tiger Woods.
I don't think Tiger Woods was in this.
No, he wasn't in it, but he takes the chip shot to put the ball close enough to the hole. I get that.
I think this is before Tiger Woods was it really.
No, Tiger Woods just won the U.S. Open that year.
Well, then they really didn't get him. I don't think so. I don't think there's no Tiger Woods in here.
He wasn't in there. He just took the shot.
I believe
you don't see him.
Second item. I think the second item is false.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah! Finally! Woo! Woohoo!
What gave that one away? Did you really not think Tiger Woods was there?
I didn't think Tiger Woods 96.
How could I have sold that? How could I have sold that better then?
I don't know anything about golf. You're barking up the wrong tree.
But that's why I said Tiger Woods. I figured you'd think, oh yeah, Tiger Woods.
Who's Tiger Woods?
Shut up. That's why I said Tiger Woods. Because I figured you'd be like, oh yeah, Golf Pro did that. next time.
What I heard is Kevin Costner's a pretty damn good golfer.
Congratulations, Tim.
Thank you. I deserve it.
Frickin' Yule Brunner.
All of it. You can send your acclamations of wonder to
PB&J.
PB&J at otherworldlyculture.com. Remember, you can always send us email.
I haven't got one yet.
Tim at otherworldlyculture.com and Jeff at otherworldly.
Whoever I get my first email from will get a free Dead on the Bases t-shirt.
Okay, and I'm filling in the trivia here.
Oh, don't waste any time, Tim. Don't waste any time.
I'm ahead! Woo!
Jeez.
Okay, I'm going to score yours first. Tin Cup. Very good movie.
Yep.
Enjoyed it a lot.
I know what you're going to give it.
What am I going to give it?
You can give it an 8.
Fucker. That should have been your trivia question. You would have succeeded. All right. What are you going to give Westworld?
I'm going to give Westworld an 8 as well.
Oh, yeah.
The reason why I thought it was an 8, and I just wanted to give it out real quick.
Keep me in it.
You're leading. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. But it's, to me, Tim, I know how much you love this movie.
Yeah.
To me, it's dated enough where it's too slow moving.
Yes, it is.
But it's a good movie. Yeah. It's a good concept. It's a good movie. So I got to give it an 8.
To me, it's a 10, but I also saw it when I was 12.
Right.
So there's the 12 version of me cheering on Yul Brynner.
On Yul Brynner?
Oh, yeah.
You're cheering on the bad guy?
Oh, yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, get that guy. He's got a mustache. No, and I loved Richard Benjamin as an actor.
Yeah.
He was also in another horror movie other than Saturday the 14th called Love at First Bite.
I saw.
He played Van Helsing.
That's with Jim Carrey. Right?
George Hamilton plays.
But Jim Carrey's in that.
No. You're thinking of First Bite.
What did you just say?
I said Love at First Bite.
Oh.
Or no, it isn't First Bite.
It's Once Bitten, right?
Once Bitten.
And Lauren Holland is in there.
Yes.
No,
Lauren Hutton. Who is in George Hamilton's next movie, Zorro the Gay Blade. So there are connections everywhere. But I think we're burying the lead. I have finally, after how many innings of play, this is the first time I've ever taken the lead. This is the first time. It was my idea of the scoring, and I finally get in the lead. Now I'm going to get crushed next.
If you know what,
episode.
Had it been the trivia question,
because he's gonna hate our movie from next week. So, but I did it because he's been very naughty, and we have to go to that. And of course, it's time for us to run our preview.
Yep.
And it's season 2, inning 7. And I gave him The Howling, which
suck.
Little Scaredy Pants is going to have a hard time with.
Suck. That's
one
terrible.
of the greatest werewolf transformation scenes. Great director Joe Dante, who went on to make Inner Space and The Burbs. And
The Burbs.
Great movies. Joe Dante. Yeah, baby. And Gremlins.
You know already that I'm not digging that. I'm already starting to panic.
Yeah, it's cool.
So anyway, so you get Secretariat, which is a great movie. Secretariat was one of the top athletes that ESPN put down as the 100 greatest athletes of the century.
It's
Diane
an
Lane,
animal.
I know, but he's an athlete. I guess it's an athlete. But Diane Lane is in this.
What do you call a snowmobile that people are riding around? That's not an athlete.
A droid.
It's a snowmobile.
Diane Lane is in it. She's awesome. She's fantastic. She's beautiful. And then you have John Malkovich is in there, which you can't go wrong on that with John Malkovich.
Does John Malkovich play the horse?
He's actually the jockey.
Oh, okay. He's a good actor. He could probably pull it off.
He's a great actor. Did you ever see In the Mind of John Malkovich?
Inside John Malkovich. Isn't that what?
Yeah.
It's something like, yes, I have seen the movie.
I haven't. But I
know
you
haven't?
No, but I know it's out there. Some guy that jumps out of his head or something. But anyways, it's a good movie. You're going to like it.
Okay.
No, isn't it?
Different?
Well, wait a second. Maybe
different.
I'm just from what I saw as the poster.
It's
of someone
Inside John Malkovich. People.
How'd you get that so fast?
It's the weirdest movie. People they go into a particular room and they are controlling them like a giant meat puppet.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
it is bizarre movie.
Did you ever see The Cube?
Cube is an excellent movie.
That's bizarre as hell.
That's an excellent, and that's a horror movie. See, you keep telling me, oh, I don't see horror movies. You see plenty of them.
Do you think I watched that whole movie? No. As soon as people start getting diced up, I stopped watching it.
That was good stuff.
No, it wasn't. They're trying to figure out math. I'm terrible at math.
Based on a true story.
It is not based on a true story.
It's based on a true story.
It is not.
It happened on a Thursday.
In 1989.
Yes.
In New Berlin.
Nothing happens in New Berlin.
Exactly.
Without the mafia involved. So it was shot in real time. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for feeding me lies. Yeah, shot in real time.
What is
it's a true story shot in real time.
What's a true story?
Okay, forget it. All right. Remember, everybody, to tune in next week here on Dead on the Bases. We don't have a bye week next week. We're actually going to do a show.
Wait,
isn't that amazing?
Wait, what? We have a show next week?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We don't have a bye week.
We didn't have a bye week last week. We were here last week also.
It's time to
freaking howling. I got the howling, people. Come on.
It's time to close the crypt and call the game. Thank you for watching, and remember to share and subscribe to our show and feed. You can find the show at otherworldlyculture.com and follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Pandora, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and other fine places you find podcasts or our merch. You can also follow Jeff around wherever he is, and he'll start talking to you as if it's the show. It's amazing. So stop him if you see him at the local Piggly Wiggly. Just go up to him in Parkland Mall. Go up to him and say, "Where's the merch?" And he'll say, "I know, we're going to own Horror Realm." It'll be a great time.
We are.
All right, are we ready to call it?
You call it.
Let's call it.
Go ahead.
If it is sports, it's a home run. If it's horror, run home. We're Dead on the Bases, and we'll see you next time. Otherworldlyculture.com.
Westworld.com. I don't know, man.
I don't know what you're doing either. It's a thing.